And I don't give a damn if I get fined because that shit cheap. And I am tired of the shit. Because I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of the shit.
Back a little bit. You can't want to be the villain. You can't pride yourself in being the villain, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you succumb to those emotions.
People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
She's not getting any easy looks. Reese, short. They play some beautiful basketball again. No Brianna Stewart today. Chicago's missed 7 straight shows. Avery comes up with the board. Long pass, perfect to Reese. She was unable to get it in.
Angel Reese just went off, and it all started when her own sponsors chose Caitlin Clark instead. The rivalry was already heated, but now new details are leaking about why brands are turning their backs on Reese, and how this latest move could be the most humiliating moment of her career.
And what's hilarious is, this is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money. Sponsors. Oh man, Angel Reese fans are gonna be pissed.
We're talking about a player who came into the league with a massive following, a headline-making shoe deal, and the promise of becoming the WNBA's next big star. But after a season full of viral misses, brutal losses, and constant comparisons to Caitlin Clark, the tide has turned. And this sponsorship snub, it's not just business, it's personal. Because the real story here isn't just who the brands picked, it's what this choice says about where Ace's career is headed next.
TMZ Sports caught up with Ice Cube himself at LAX this week. And the Big Three honcho said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese anytime soon.
It's one thing to lose a game, it's another to lose the very companies that once saw you as the future of the league. Angel Reese woke up to a reality no athlete ever wants to face. The sponsors that once lined up to put her face on billboards, sneakers, and commercials have chosen someone else, and not just anyone else. They chose Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese, would you think she could ball out? You know, she's pretty solid, you know?
Yeah, she's a great player. You know, the thing with Caitlin Clark, it was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
You know, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so I don't know if we can make that. I don't know if we can make that same offer.
I see. So, maybe an adjusted amount.
I think we can make that same offer because it won't have the same impact.
This wasn't a quiet boardroom decision either. It was a move that played out in public with press releases, flashy promotional shoots, and social media posts celebrating Clark as the new face of campaigns that, not too long ago, seemed tailor-made for Reese.
Get her a Harold's Chicken membership. Mild sauce. Give Caitlin Clark all the mild sauce she want. She running Chicago, the queen of the rack. The biggest Barbie.
For brands, this was about aligning themselves with a winner. Caitlin Clark's rookie year has been the stuff of marketing dreams, record-breaking attendance, viral highlights, and a game that delivers in the biggest moments. She isn't just popular, she's producing. And for companies, production equals profit. Reese's season told the opposite story. The numbers weren't there, the wins weren't there, and those constant missed layup clips, they became a marketing nightmare. Instead of inspiring fans to be like Angel, those plays were fueling meme pages, late-night sports jokes, and highlight reels that made her look more like a blooper star than a basketball icon. For a brand executive, that's not just bad optics, it's a liability. Sponsorships are investments. And in the WNBA's current boom period, nobody wants to gamble on the wrong name. Caitlin Clark is a proven sell. Angel Reese has become a risk. And make no mistake, Reese noticed, sources close to her say this wasn't just a business blow, it was a personal one. This was the league's golden opportunity to keep her in the spotlight, and instead, she's watching it shine brighter than ever on the one player she's been measured against since college. But if you think this sponsorship decision was the only thing pushing Reese over the edge, you'd be wrong. Because the real story of how we got here starts with Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise and the way she's been pulling away from Reese on and off the court.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time.
If you're wondering why brands are lining up for Caitlin Clark like it's Black Friday, the answer is simple. She delivers every single time. On the court, she's the complete package. The deep threes, the court vision, the leadership, it's all there. She isn't just scoring points, she's creating moments. The kind of moments that make people stop scrolling, share a clip, and tell their friends, did you see that? Her rookie season hasn't just been good, it's been historic. Record-breaking ticket sales, TV ratings that the WNBA hasn't seen in decades, and jerseys that sell out before they even hit the shelves. In a league fighting for mainstream attention, Caitlin Clark is the headline every sports outlet wants and every brand dreams about. And here's the thing, her appeal goes beyond the game. She's marketable in a way that sponsors crave. Poised in interviews, respectful but competitive and never afraid to take the big shot. She's built a reputation as the player who lives up to the hype, not just talks about it. And what makes this sting even more for Reese, their rivalry didn't start in the pros. It's been brewing for years, and for much of that time, she's been chasing Caitlin from behind. When Angel Reese entered the WNBA, the hype was undeniable. She had the personality, the confidence, the social media following, and she had the national championship ring to back it up. Brands saw her as a fresh, bold voice who could bring in a new wave of fans. It's no coincidence that companies see her as the safe bet. With Caitlin, there's no worry about viral lowlights or social media roasting her performance. Every highlight adds value to the brand she's tied to. Every win cements the investment. For Angel Reese, that's the nightmare scenario, because the more Clark shines, the wider the gap grows, not just in stats, but in perception. And in the business of endorsements, perception is everything. But this season, that shine has worn off fast. The numbers tell a story that sponsors can't ignore, neither can fans. Reese is shooting just over 44% from the field, but dig deeper and it gets worse. A staggering percentage of her shots come right at the rim, yet she's converting them at barely over 30% in certain stretches. For a 6'3" forward, that's a stat no marketing department wants to put in their pitch deck. Then there are the low-light reels, the kind that spread faster than any game-winning shot ever could. 4 missed putbacks in 12 seconds. Layups swatted back into her hands. Plays so awkward they've been edited into TikToks with circus music and racked up millions of views. And it's not just the fans noticing. Commentators, the very people paid to hype up the game, have been caught chuckling on air. After yet another blown finish, that's a level of public embarrassment that can stick to a player's reputation for years. The Chicago Sky's record hasn't helped. Sitting near the bottom of the standings, they're losing with Reese on the floor, and somehow losing even worse without her. It's the kind of paradox that fuels debates about her true impact, and those debates don't end in her favor. For sponsors, it's a risk equation. Do you want your logo tied to a player who's trending for all the wrong reasons? Or do you go with the one breaking records and winning games? Right now, most are choosing the second option, and that option is Caitlin Clark. But the story wouldn't be complete without talking about the biggest gamble of Reese's career, a gamble that might just blow up before it even begins. When Reebok announced Angel Reese as the face of their basketball comeback, it was pitched as a bold, culture-shifting move. Shaquille O'Neal himself, now running basketball operations for the brand, co-signed the decision. The plan? Turn Reese into the next big performance athlete icon, following in the footsteps of legends like Shaq and Allen Iverson. On paper, it made sense. She was young, charismatic, and came into the league with a massive online following. In an era where social media influence can matter just as much as stats, Reese seemed like the perfect bridge between basketball culture and the new generation of fans. The signature shoe is set for a 2026 release. Marketing teasers started rolling. The hype machine was in full swing, and then the season happened. Missed layups, viral low-light compilations, commentators laughing during broadcasts, the Chicago Sky sinking in the standings. Suddenly, the image Reebok had built in its campaign materials didn't match reality. The bold gamble was looking less like a cultural moment and more like a corporate headache. Inside the sneaker world, there are whispers. Some say the brand might pivot her line away from performance basketball altogether, rebranding it as a lifestyle shoe to distance it from her on-court struggles. Others think they'll just ride out the storm, praying for a turnaround before launch day. But here's the brutal truth. Signature shoes are about selling aspiration. People buy them because they want to feel like the player they're modeled after. With Jordan, it was greatness. With LeBron, dominance. With Reese right now, the most replayed moments are ones no player wants to be remembered for. And that's where Caitlin Clark's rise makes this sting even more. Because while Reebok is scrambling to spin Reese's brand, other companies are handing Clark deals without hesitation and building them on a foundation of wins, records, and unstoppable highlights. And this isn't the first time Reese has watched Clark take the upper hand. Their rivalry has history, and it's shaped everything we're seeing now. To understand why this sponsorship snub cuts so deep, you have to go back to where it all started: college. The 2023 NCAA Women's Championship game wasn't just a battle for a title, it became the defining moment of their rivalry. Angel Reese's LSU Tigers crushed Caitlin Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes, and Reese made sure everyone remembered it, pointing to her ring finger, waving her hand in Clark's face, and sparking a national conversation about sportsmanship, confidence, and trash talk. At the time, Reese was on top of the world. She was the champion, the Bayou Barbie, the player with swagger who could back it up. Clark was the runner-up, respected, but still chasing that first NCAA title. Fast forward just a year, and the script has flipped. Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with as much hype as any player in league history, and she's lived up to every bit of it. She's breaking records, leading her team, and drawing sellout crowds everywhere she goes. Meanwhile, Reese's rookie season has been defined more by viral mistakes than by wins. Their head-to-head moments in the pros have only widened the gap. When they've shared the court, Clark has been the one lighting up the scoreboard and delivering clutch plays, while Reese has struggled to make an impact. Fans see it, sponsors see it, and the media eats it up. This isn't just competition, it's a marketing war. Every time Clark drops a highlight or a record-breaking stat line, she strengthens her claim as the face of the league. Every time Reese misses a layup or gets caught in a meme, the distance between them grows. And now, with sponsors publicly choosing Clark over Reese, their rivalry has officially spilled off the court. But there's another reason brands are siding with Caitlin, and it's not just about stats or wins. It's about how the business of endorsements works and how quickly it can turn on you. In professional sports, talent is only half the equation. The other half? Marketability. And marketability isn't just about how famous you are, it's about why you're famous. For brands, an endorsement is an investment. They're betting that attaching their name to an athlete will translate into higher sales, stronger brand loyalty, and a positive public image. That's why the biggest deals almost always go to players who can sell a story, champions, underdogs who rise to the top, or dominant forces who make winning look effortless. Caitlin Clark checks every box. She's a proven winner. Her highlights are everywhere, and her fan base spans generations. To brands, she's a low-risk, high-reward signing, the kind of athlete who elevates the product just by being associated with it. Angel Reese's story right now is very different. Instead of being known for dominance, her name is trending for the wrong reasons: missed layups, questionable shot selection, and public spats. Those moments might bring clicks, but they don't build the kind of trust sponsors need to sell a performance shoe or a premium product. And here's the brutal truth. In the endorsement game, perception matters more than potential. A player might have the talent to turn things around, but brands can't afford to wait and see. Every week they spend tied to a struggling athlete is a week their marketing campaign risks becoming a punchline. That's why this sponsorship snub isn't just about basketball, it's about protecting the bottom line. And in this climate, companies would rather align with someone like Caitlin Clark, who embodies success, than gamble on a player trying to rebuild her image in the public eye. But while corporate boardrooms might make cold, calculated decisions, the public judgment is far less subtle, and social media has become the courtroom where this rivalry is tried every single day. If the court is where the rivalry began, social media is where it's exploded. Every game Angel Reese plays now comes with an online post-game show, not from ESPN, but from TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And lately, those highlight clips haven't been flattering. 4 missed putbacks in 12 seconds. It's on TikTok with circus music, a wide-open layup bricked off the glass, slow motion freeze frame, millions of views. Even announcers chuckling on air have been turned into memes and stitched into fan commentary videos. It's not just random trolling either. These viral clips shape public opinion. To casual fans who only see the trending moments, Reese isn't a hardworking forward grinding through a tough season. She's the player who can't finish at the rim. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's feed looks like a sports movie trailer. Deep threes, no-look assists, clutch game winners, the kind of plays that rack up likes, shares, and brand interest without a single paid ad. Her online presence feeds the narrative that she's the WNBA's must-watch star, while Reese's digital footprint tells a very different story, and brands pay attention. In 2024, sponsorship value isn't just measured in sales, it's measured in engagement. Every viral Clark highlight is free advertising for her and her sponsors. Every Reese blooper is a reminder to marketers of the risk her name carries. It's an uneven playing field, and social media is making the gap look even wider than it might be in reality. But perception is reality in the endorsement game, and the more the internet laughs at Reese, the harder it becomes for her to win those deals back. The question now is whether she can turn that perception around, or if her future as a marketable star is already slipping away. For Angel Reese, the road back isn't impossible, but it's uphill and the clock is ticking. Endorsements are built on momentum, and right now hers is going the wrong direction. If she wants to keep her remaining deals and claw her way back into sponsor conversations, it's going to take more than Instagram posts and fiery quotes and interviews. On the court, she needs a reset. That means tightening up the fundamentals, improving her finishing, and proving she can be a reliable scorer in the paint. Highlight reels aren't just for deep threes. Dominant inside play can be just as marketable if you make it look automatic. Every strong performance from here on out has to chip away at the viral blooper narrative. Off the court, she can lean into her personality, but in a way that builds goodwill. She's already a polarizing figure. Now she has to show brands she can also be a unifying one. That might mean doing community events, showing sportsmanship in high-profile games, and controlling the narrative before the internet twists it for her. There's also the question of brand positioning. If performance endorsements keep slipping away, Reese could pivot toward lifestyle or fashion collaborations where charisma and style matter more than stats. It's a lane she's already comfortable in, and one that could help her rebuild her image while she works on the basketball side. But make no mistake, every game, every headline, and every viral clip from here on out will influence whether sponsors see her as a comeback story or a cautionary tale. Because if Caitlin Clark keeps winning both on and off the court, and Angel Reese stays stuck in the same cycle, the sponsorship gap will only get bigger. For now, the ball is in her court, literally. And with sponsors already picking sides, the next chapter of this rivalry might decide her entire brand future. At the end of the day, this is bigger than just a lost sponsorship. It's about how quickly the basketball world and the business behind it can shift its loyalty. One season ago, Angel Reese was on top, cashing in on her championship glow and building a brand around confidence and swagger. Now, she's watching the same companies that once chased her signature choose Caitlin Clark instead. For Caitlin, this is just another step in a meteoric rise. For Reese, it's a crossroads. Either she uses this as fuel to sharpen her game, silence the critics, and prove she's more than a viral blooper reel, or she risks letting the narrative harden into something she can't shake. Because here's the truth, in sports, fans remember the highlights, brands remember the wins, and history remembers the ones who found a way to rise when everyone counted them out. Right now, Caitlin Clark is writing that story. The question is, will Angel Reese ever get the pen back? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you see Reese making a comeback, or is this rivalry already over? And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next big moment in the WNBA spotlight.